Not the first time.
All right, we're
Jam.
starting. It's recording, talking about Space Jam.
I'm trying to light a candle and I'm burning my fingers off right now.
Don't burn your fingers off.
I'm okay.
So
we were
discussing Space Jam, my favorite movie.
Your favorite film. Because that's and you know what? Actually, we have Maggie to thank for this initial Space Jam discussion because she's the one who sent me the Kid President video.
Oh my god, it was Maggie?
It was Maggie.
All right, let's get actually started.
Okay.
All right, everybody, all you listeners out there, we had 100 downloads this month. So.
We did. We broke the 100 mark because yesterday we went live.
I mean, I think like 3 of them are me on my different devices, but hello, listeners, we love you dearly. And welcome to episode. You know what? I know what episode this is. It's episode 7. So welcome to episode 7 of the Treehouse, listeners. We have a really fantastic guest for you today.
Yes, we do.
Thank you.
I'm not going to introduce her. I'm not related to her, so you guys.
That's fine. I will introduce her. She is the second sister of a host to be. Well, that gets weird because 2 of the hosts are sisters, and then the other host had her sister.
Yeah.
So this is Hillary and my younger sister. This is Maggie.
She's the second sister guest.
She is. She's
the second sister guest.
Honor. Thank you. Hi.
Welcome. Your sound quality is great. You made all the technological things work.
Go, Maggie.
That is a rare occurrence.
It is. I was telling Janelle about that.
Yeah, but I feel like that's just a bluff. My sister does that too. She's like, I don't know how things work. And I'm like, you do though.
Yes, you do.
It's really not that hard.
It's probably an excuse to get Kitty Rose to do it for
Yeah, because it's just because I love it so much. She probably just does it as a kindness to let me fix all her stuff.
I mean, I do have to get a lot of viruses off my parents' PC. Like, every time I go home, they're like, what is malware? And I'm just like,
Dad. You're like, when's the last time you ran a virus scan? And
they're like, I don't know what that is.
Scan? And you're like, okay, never.
So Maggie.
Yes.
Here's what I was thinking on my way home today.
Okay.
Guest. So you are in a very pivotal time in your life.
Yes.
AKA, you're going to college, like real soon. When do you start
18
school?
18 days.
Oh my god,
17 days.
That's really soon.
I leave in 17 days.
So let's where are you going to school? Let's talk.
I am going to school at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee.
Where you're going to meet Connie Britton.
I am majoring in music business. I'm getting my bachelor's of business administration. I feel like you guys are laughing at me.
No. I was going to joke about how your major should be that you should meet Connie Britton, and that should be your only goal. But
that's major. I think Belmont's a pretty alternative school, so maybe that will be a major. They might
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed.
I wouldn't either.
I'd go back to school for that.
I think I'm okay with that.
No, but Maggie, business, like music business, that's perfect for you. Because we've talked about this before, that you are like 15 steps ahead of the curve.
Oh, no.
No, really.
Well, thank you.
Like every artist that you've recommended to any of us has become famous in like the next 6 months of their life.
Oh my gosh.
So this is kind of perfect.
Speaking of new artists, this is something I really want to talk about in this episode. Yes. It is a little band from Manchester called the 1975.
Oh God.
Because literally, they're all I listen to at the moment. I'm staring at the wallpaper of my computer and phone, which are both of the 1975. And I literally spent about an hour today when I should have been doing productive things about college, which is happening in 17 days. And instead, I tried to figure out how I can get a physical copy of their new album and a T-shirt out of England to me without paying ridiculous prices. And I've had no luck. All are in the UK, but they are amazing, and everyone should look up the 1975.
All right.
I will do that.
Duly noted.
I will do the 1975 soapbox, but
I'm glad you brought that on. I love that.
That is
because
great.
They're very great.
What kind of music do they play?
It's indie music, but it's not electronic or computerized or anything like that. It's very authentic indie, kind of they all played in punk bands previously, and they bring that to indie music. And the lead singer, he has a very thick accent, which he sings with. His voice is just so unique because so many artists sing and try to Americanize their voices, and he just goes for it. And I'm like,
I like that.
I really admire you as a musician, and I just want to be your wife. It's a total mix.
But that's normal. Is that not normal? That's how I feel about a lot of people.
Yes,
really let me be your wife.
Very obsessed. I have right now a candle next to me, and it's champagne scented. And it's like the best thing that's happened to my life.
Where did you get that?
At a little candle store it's like this little, she's not old, but this young lady, and she works at Loomis in the High Hand restaurant compound. She works in like this dark corner of the old factory, candles all day.
That's amazing.
I know.
Is she also a wizard? Like, that might be what's happening.
So
that's what it sounds like you're describing.
Oh, I actually have a story about this because
she's a wizard? Continue.
That I have an odd fascination with witchcraft, but not I'm not afraid.
No, you know what? Dina did too when she was your age and younger. That's fine. She watched a lot of Charmed.
Here's a conversation we're gonna have. Why doesn't Nutella have a pull tab?
I was just discussing. It doesn't have a fucking pull tab.
It doesn't have a tab.
It's got a foil. It's got a foil. Top for when you open it. If broken, do not buy or whatever. But they don't have like a tab where you can pull it off. You just have to stab it or like knife it open. And now it's not neat. I've still got part of the foil. On my Nutella, and it's not that upsetting because it's delicious. But it's like a minorly upsetting.
Anyone who works for Nutella or their parent company.
Oh my god! If you guys want to sponsor us, I'm so.
Oh, if you want to be on the podcast.
I had a dessert epiphany the other night.
Oh my god! What
this? Share. Because I really wanted a Reese's cup, but there was none in the house. So I took like a campfire-sized marshmallow and I put a bunch of chocolate chips over it and I microwaved it for a minute, and then I stirred it all together with like a big tablespoon of peanut butter.
Oh my!
And just let it all melt together, and it was like really gloppy and sticky and not pretty, but it was the most delicious thing. It was the best midnight snack.
I think that qualifies you as a genius.
I felt it in the moment. I felt like the Rocky theme song was playing in my mind. I felt very proud of myself.
My phone just vibrated, and I thought it was a message for Maggie, but it was a work email, and that was very sad.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I feel like
seriously,
Maggie...
please send me that picture.
I'll figure it out.
/ send us one of the desserts through the screen.
All of the things that you just said, please send them to us.
All right, I'll work on it.
I feel like that's one thing you've always been really good at, though, Maggie, is like taking what's in the kitchen and making it into something that's actually
that's a very good skill to have.
Like,
it's just my strong desire for snacks at all times.
You know what? Here's something that I haven't talked about on the podcast. Everyone at work, you know what? My desk is Snacktown USA. That's literally what everybody calls it.
They all know your desk.
And like I have like peanut butter cups and like Hershey Kisses and like mango, like dried mango and like trail mix. And like all like I sit next to the QA department, which are the video game testers.
Yeah.
And they just come by like mayor of Snacktown, can I have like a loan? I'm like, yeah, go for it. Like, you got you want some trail mix? Like, go for it. I'm the mayor of Snacktown. That's my name at work.
That's a good name. Do you keep track of who owes you favors?
No, I'm not petty.
You're not. It's like Orange is the New Black. You just shared because they're new and you're new.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I thought it was a closet obsession, but my reality television love. Tying it back into E.
Okay, pretty wild.
I'm so excited. So, it's a reality show about Alexis Nyers and Tess Taylor, who are members of the Bling Ring. Technically,
the real life Bling
Real life,
yeah.
Real life. And so Alexis Nyers is officially a member, and Tess Taylor, I can get into that, but she wasn't technically.
Wait. Back up. What is the real life Bling Ring? Because I haven't seen the movie, but I went to the Kabuki Sundance Theater a few weeks ago and got Bling Ring, which is a drink that because Bling Ring was playing at the time, they named their drinks after the movies. So I've drunk one, but I have not seen the film, and I've seen the trailer, and I understand that Emma Watson is in it. But I don't know that like they stole from people. That's all I know.
Okay, so
and I know that it's based on a real life story.
Emma Watson actually plays a lot of designers. So yeah, so it's pretty epic. Like if Emma Watson plays you in a movie. So do you remember how like in 2009 there were all the Hollywood burglaries that like everyone's house kept getting broken into?
I mean, no. I mean, that was the year I graduated from high school, so I stopped paying attention to literally everything.
I understand, because like if you ask me about pop
because
culture,
you just graduated from high school, so you understand.
I was thinking about that today. But anyways, so I was in 8th grade, so that was like all I did.
Okay.
And so I'm currently the Bling Ring, Sophia Coppola did the film with Emma Watson, and
and there's the gif of her licking her lip. We've all seen it.
And so I really wanted to see the movie, but I knew it was based on a book that back to Pretty Wild, the E! Show. That was a show that was just supposed to, Chelsea Handler produced it, and it was just supposed to be about dumb girls living in the young Hollywood scene together. Okay. And so on the first day of filming, the crew was there, and it just happened to be the day that the police came with guns to arrest the Alexis Myers. And so they're all like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do with this show? Because it's Felton. And like, surprise twist. And so the show goes on, and it kind of follows their Hollywood lives and her whole trial and all of this. So at the end, there's this scene where she was guilty of being a part of the Bling Ring, but she claims she's not. So finally she gets a Vanity Fair article written about her, because by this time the world is fascinated by these Bling Ring burglaries, which I was. I remember watching it. It was on all the news channels and everything. And so this woman, Nancy Joe, comes and writes a Vanity Fair article about Alexis Myers and her family. And she's very upset about this article when it comes out. And there's many tearful cuss words, and it is just a mess. She's a mess. And so I was like, I would really like to read the book of the Bling Ring, because I love Pretty Wild. I've seen the whole series in completion twice. I don't know what that says about me.
It says great things about you. Keep going.
On Netflix. Everyone should watch it in the world, because it's hilarious. And so I looked at the book, and it said written by Nancy Joe Sales. And I was like, it's Nancy Joe.
It's Nancy Joe. I never put that together. That's crazy.
It's crazy. And so I never buy books, but I decided I'll buy the book. I thought it'd be like the show, like Pretty Wild, like a fun beach read. And so I buy the book and I start reading it, and it's one of the best pop culture like criticism books ever. And I was surprised, because I thought it would just be dumb. Like, I don't know if I want to read about dumb teenagers making bad choices, but the writing style of it is really good. And I love reading, like, I read the Dr. Drew narcissism books. I like kind of psychiatry light books.
That's
and
fantastic.
nonfiction. And so I read, like 2 years ago, Dr. Drew has this big book. I'm forgetting the name, but it's about narcissism. And she references it constantly in this book. And she's like a journalist and major New Yorker, and she goes on these long rants. But Sophia Coppola writes the foreword for the book and talks how everyone was surprised when she was the theme for this movie, but it really ties in every movie she's ever made. Like Marie Antoinette was about kind of a teenage girl who self-imploded. The Bling Ring ties into
that is what it was about.
And it's true. I mean, it goes on, and she connects every film she's ever made to the Bling Ring, and how it was really an obvious choice.
Yeah.
And how she got to know these kids and got to know Nancy Joe Sales, and how she made the movie, and how she thought it was critical, because she thinks that since she grew up as kind of a celebrity's kid, that she thinks that pop culture is so aggressive, and TMZ is basically destroying America, and how she grew up, and how she just really grew up out of the spotlight, and now she doesn't think she'd have the same experience with how aggressive like tabloids are and paparazzi and all of that. And it's the most fascinating way to start the book. And just the way Nancy Jo Sales ties in all the characters. And hi, Mom. Mom just looked her head. Hi, Mom. I hope that's Mom, or else I'm being robbed.
Hi, Miss Skinner.
Mom, that freaked me out. It's her. That was
Maggie. Don't feel bad. We've had a mom interrupt this podcast before.
That's good. That's a good thing. But it's like this white face that popped around like Warren. Like, but anyways, I have to finish my thought because I'm so obsessed with this book.
No, keep going.
And
You're brilliant.
Nick Prugo was the kind of he wasn't the ring, Rachel Lee was the ringleader, and it's kind of like this great Bonnie and Clyde thing about how Nick fell in love with Rachel and thought he was looking for in himself and her, and she started doing these robberies because she had this really rough childhood, and how he really blindly was in love with her, and then he ended up selling everyone out because the police did not have enough evidence to really have a case. And then all of a sudden, he just told his lawyer he wanted to confess and tell the police everything, and did. And that was when, everything hit the fan, and it was a disaster. But it's this fascinating, I'm reading this book, and this isn't in the book, it's kind of my own interpretation, but the story of it, I'm so glad there's a movie made of it, because I can't wait to see it. It has everything that makes stories successful. It has, like, the romance aspect, it has the crime aspect, it has heartbreak, it has bad childhood, it has drug abuse. It has everything that like people latch onto in one story, and then it ties in like the pop culture and
it has Emma Watson.
Exactly, it has everything important. And so I'm going on and on, but it's like the most fascinating. I was really fascinated by like sad, life-ruining stories. I don't know why.
Fantastic. No,
that sounds so interesting though, and I had no idea that
I'm like
Nancy
really into
Giselle
this right
wrote
now.
it.
Like everyone should read this book and watch the movie, and it's great because she just goes on these rants, and literally after I read the first probably 2 chapters, I don't know if it's actually chapters in the book, but I wanted to like delete Facebook, Instagram, like it makes you feel horrible about yourself.
Yeah.
It's a big, like, look at yourself, look at your life, look at your choices. And I'm like, But it's really about how teenagers are successful in America these days. And I'm certainly guilty of, I didn't rob homes or do drugs, but I'm like, the narcissism stuff and just the, it feels good to get a like on Facebook. Feels good to get a like on a picture on Instagram. Anyone, I think, feels that.
Oh, no. Since we've put forth a public announcement that we have this podcast, I've been checking my Facebook like an insane person.
I know.
Like an insane person.
Right.
And it's just like, I think about this a lot, like that, people around our age are sort of the first generation to like have grown up with social media. Like, I've had a Twitter since I was in high school. I think Maggie, obviously you're a little bit younger than us, so you, I think even more so. Like, I have had a Twitter and a Facebook since I was in high school. Like, I think we grew up with it in a way that it came to us in like our most formative years, so we understand it in a way that people even a few years older than us don't.
Yep.
Like,
right.
I think that, I see so much shit happening on Twitter from people who are like in their late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, that just like a lot of fucking people can read that tweet. Like, do you not understand?
Right.
Do you not understand that 3 bajillion people can read your tweets? Like, you're going to get fired, and they do get fired. Like,
exactly.
I think it's
so
accessible. It's such a crazy thing that it's happened so quickly that like even between Maggie and us, I think there is a little bit of a difference. Yeah, and between
on that.
What's that?
Oh, I was just going to comment on that because I know for me, even I look at Instagrams of not like in a creepy way, like my friends' middle school siblings, and it'll be, I mean, I didn't even have Facebook until the end of my sophomore year, and I didn't have Instagram that I used until like halfway through junior year, probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, because I remember I didn't even really use it during prom junior year, so pretty much senior year. Yeah. And now, like middle school on Instagram, a girl will post a picture of herself, not like inappropriate, just her being smiling pretty, and it'll have like 80 likes in 2 minutes. It's the most crazy thing. No, I don't know what it is about the middle school crowd, but they.
I mean, I think. Well, I mean, I think part of it is like it caters so much to like the middle school mind in a, like a weird way, if that makes sense.
Ever an age where you're more
like there's
for that kind of
I totally agree. Like there's an immediate reaction to anything that you put out there,
right?
Which is like completely feeds into like what you're feeling when you're 13 years old.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So I think it's like a weird, like is it dangerous? Like I don't know. Is it like? Right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's weirdly beneficial in a way. That's
always what I toy with, because it's like if I can post a picture or I don't know, post a song I wrote and put it on my Facebook and it gets a bunch of likes, or like I posted about where I'm going to college and it made me feel good to get all that support instantaneously. And I didn't have to like pick up the phone and call every relative and be like, I'm moving to Nashville. Yeah. And so in those cases, it makes me feel good about myself. And do I need that to feel good about myself? No. And I think that's the difference and where it gets dangerous.
I agree. I completely agree.
But I know sometimes I feel like, should I just delete all of this? Because I could, but it's like, how far is too far and who defines that? And I mean, there really is no black or white. And I think that's why it is dangerous, but that's why I think it's good just to be older. Cause if I was a 13-year-old girl having Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I would hate myself.
No, I can't even I think that happened. Like I've heard okay, we all know that I listen to Julie Klausner's podcast a ton. And like, she talks about that all the time. Like if she had been, 14 years old and had Twitter, like, that would have been insane.
Right.
Like, all of the feelings you have as, like, a 14-year-old girl, if you're able to put that out there, and, like, the internet does not do redos, so that shit's just out there forever. Mm-hmm. Forever. Someone screenshotted that, Like, that's insane. And, like, exactly. I think we just missed, like, the cusp of that.
Yeah.
I think, because we were all a little bit older when Twitter sort of became a thing.
Right.
But even still, I have some embarrassing senior year high school tweets.
I know.
Sometimes I wonder if, like, the girls who are 13, 14 now who have it will burn out by the time they're our age. Like, if
I wonder. I mean,
will eventually be the death of social media. Well, because when you have all that stuff from when you're 14, it's like looking at pictures of yourself when you're 14. Like, a lot of people don't like that, and I wonder will it kind of almost.
You're so smart, Hillary.
Thanks. But I wonder, it'll just be really interesting to see kind of how it cycles.
Yeah, I agree, because I think the different, like, my mom has used, she doesn't have Twitter, but she's used Facebook to reconnect with all of her high school friends. Like, all of her best girlfriends in high school that she fell out of touch with, hasn't talked to in 20 years.
Right.
She now talks to them, they exchange phone numbers and whatever, and like she talks to them, twice a week now. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it has a really incredible side that like can reconnect people. And like my sister's friend Courtney, like, was able to she was adopted and she was able to find like her family through Facebook, and like all these incredible things can happen. But like on the other side, is it great for a teenage girl to have?
Yeah.
Access to literally everything.
That's exactly. And I think I know I'll tie this into the bling ring, but in a way that I think it directly relates.
This is great. This is
completely relevant.
This is why podcasts were invented.
Yeah, but definitely, because I got a Twitter summer after 8th grade, and I beginning of my freshman year, I won tickets to a Katy Perry concert in Hollywood at the Palladium. Here, Palladium.
Yeah.
And I got to go for a weekend, and it was the best thing ever. And there was this girl, she still exists, but Hannah Beth. And she was a scene queen. She blogged on BuzzNet, with Jack Vanek and Audrey Kitching and Jeffree Star. I don't know if you know these people, but hopefully someone listening to this will. But it was the height of that world and all those kids. I mean, I don't mean to generalize because they're all deeper than now. Jack Vanek's completely different, but and now I really look up to her. But they were my heroes. Like, they made me tick. I loved the scene queens, and they really just Hollywood club scene, especially for Hannah Beth, and they hung out with bands and hung out with band guys, and so I was 14, and you're really impressionable when you're 14, and I was still confident. Like, I don't feel like I was that swayed morally whatsoever, but I went to this Katy Perry concert in LA, and Audrey Kitching was there, and Hannah Beth was there, and I got to meet Hannah Beth. And then at that time, my uncle was working at a really kind of ritzy, hip Hollywood hangout restaurant, and I got to eat a nice dinner for on him. And it's the word that pops up in the bling ring all the time is the word lifestyle. And all these kids would say, this is the lifestyle that we want. And that's what drove them to steal celebrities' money and clothes, because they were living the lifestyle. And Alexis Nyers and Tess Taylor always said we were young and pretty, so club promoters would sit us at Oscar winner tables and with older men who needed that validation of young girls around them, and for them it felt so good to live that lifestyle. And that's I think it's even in the Bling Ring trailer. That's kind of what it's about. And I know I was just so enchanted by it. I thought it was the best thing. And now I always thought, I'll move to LA right after high school. I want to be just like Hannah Beth. I want to be a scene queen. I want to hang out with bands. And now I don't hate LA, but I really think it's a very dangerous environment for young people if you don't. Not like Kate Rose and Hillary, what you do. I mean, obviously.
No, I could not agree more.
It paints this artificial reality of success and lavishness and all those things and narcissism. And in the Bling Ring, they actually list it's the 7 deadly sins, right? 7.
Yeah, there's 7.
And it's it matches up with these kids, and they're just messed up kids who want to be loved. And it's dangerous because they find it in this club scene. And I just know I was so caught up in that, and it was the best thing ever to me. And now I look back, I'm 18, so it's not like I'm so much wiser, but 4 years
You're
ago,
pretty fucking wise for 18, Maggie. I'm just going to put that out there.
Thank you. I don't know about that, but I look back on it, and I'm just like, that's dangerous. And kids who have money and, nannies, and the parents aren't watching, and they get sucked into that. It's a tragedy. I think it's a tragic situation and then all our media, everything just glamorizes that and just profits off of that. And I just think that is so dangerous. And I was looking at all my tweets. I used to have a blog where I would just I'd open up about everything. Now that blog is private. I made it private like a month ago, but it's embarrassing because it was so everything to me. And I'm so glad I had that because it's a huge part of who I am. But I'm like, how are not all teenage girls might not be in the position to have great parents and friends and siblings like I had, that it was like, I just naturally transitioned out of that. And I have friends right now who I know really admire that lifestyle and really enjoy it. And I think it's scary.
Well, see, I think you hit on something really interesting there, though, too, because it makes me think about Rookie and Tavi and all that, because I feel like there's something kind of beautiful about being a teenager and being into stuff like that, because if there's ever a time in your life when you can be, it's then. Like when you're 14, there's
it's not weird. It's not weird for you to be really into something.
Exactly. It's really normal. It's like it doesn't mean, the thing is, what I'm trying to say is you need to grow out of it. And it's when people don't grow out of it that it gets to be a real problem. But but that's interesting because it is like, I think what you're saying is so smart, and then at the same time there is like a place to where it's okay as long as it's okay when you're 14 as long as when you're 18 you're looking at it like you
understand what it means.
Exactly. Or if you want to earn that lifestyle. And I think it all ties into also what we were talking about, social media, and everything's so accessible that people forget sometimes that, you know, you look at pretty pictures on Tumblr and you can put on pretty outfits and live that lifestyle, and you can build a virtual world where you feel like you are so glamorous, but you don't have to work for it, you know? And that ties in directly. But yeah, I think if you're young and like you can, I mean, even if I still had a phase like that now, I wouldn't be freaked out because that's how you learn. You meet people and learn from them and move on. But I think kids who really have something missing in themselves or weren't loved enough or whatever, what happens all the time, I think it's dangerous, like I'm saying. So I don't know circles, but
no, it's great. Yeah.
But point of this, The Bling Ring is the most thought-provoking book ever.
Pick it up. Buy a ticket.
I'm gonna read it.
And so it is.
And so
it is. Serious, Maggie, you've convinced me to read this book because I had no intention of reading it before this, but so now.
And it's not, I mean, it doesn't change the world, but I'm fascinated by it. I mean, I really, really enjoyed it. I waited to see the movie until after I read the book, so now I'm like, must.
How do you feel about the movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. I thought you did.
No, I'm waiting. So, I will, I don't know, maybe you can post like in the description of this podcast a follow-up about the movie. Sum it up.
I mean, Maggie, we're going to have you back on because you've already said so many things.
I know. We're going to need to do a Maggie part.
My mind is kind of blown already. And
She's
I'm just
awesome,
like,
right?
I feel
Maggie, you're smarter than everybody, all of us put together.
Oh, yeah, the Berkeley grad. And
no, shut up. I majored in art. That doesn't count.
The college dropout.
Yeah, Maggie can't think of anything for me.
Oh. Shut up. All of you just shut up. You're the best people.
We all need to virtually group hug right now.
Are we group hugging? We're group hugging.
We're hugging.
I'm putting my arms in a hug formation.
None
of you can see, but I'm doing it.
I'm doing it as well. I'm hugging King, my panda.
He's cute.
Mm-hmm.
So Maggie,
yes.
I mean, you just graduated high school. I feel like this is like a pivotal. So let's talk about I know that you're very fresh from it, but if you can look back at your high school experience.
Okay.
What have you learned? I know that's a really dorky thing to ask. But
that's like awesome JV Club question.
That's funny because I've definitely been thinking a lot about that. And there's kind of like two main things that I can sum it up in that encompasses so many different
I knew that you would have something brilliant to say.
No,
but I knew that this was going to happen. That's why I asked.
One thing that I definitely learned is that it's something that people tell you, or at least I was told all the time, is like as soon as you stop caring what other people think, that's when people important will come into your life, and you'll have, that's when everything you're looking for will come to you. And so I spent all of high school, because my school has a awesome guitar program, and it's just the most. Okay, there's a cat screaming outside.
I can hear it.
Wait, is it Whipped Cream Cat?
No. Do you want to hear the sad story?
No.
Wait, is it?
What is going on?
Wait, do I want to hear the story about what?
The Whipped Cream Cat.
Is Whipped Cream Cat dead?
Yeah.
He had diabetes.
Oh my gosh! Did you guys give him diabetes?
And died from diabetes.
Whipped Cream Cat was my spirit animal.
I know, it's the worst. I found pictures of him the other day and I started crying.
You guys, my spirit animal is dead. What does that mean?
We gave your spirit animal diabetes.
You guys gave my spirit animal diabetes.
Janelle, put down the Nutella. This isn't good.
This is not good.
You're following Whipped Cream Cat's footsteps.
No. I'm upset. Wait, he was pretty old though, right?
He was quite old.
He was very old. Oh God, I just have received some news.
I'm sorry. Take it in.
Fine.
Take a minute.
Take
Take
a
a
moment.
minute.
Whipped Cream Cat has passed on. I'm gonna say a few words. Okay, the viewers who are listening who now think that we are insane people do not. Okay, so Whipped Cream Cat is a cat that was, I'm assuming, belonged to your neighbors.
Yeah.
Yes. And Hillary and Maggie.
Yeah.
Your neighbor's cat who would just come to your
this
door.
This might come as a surprise to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have we discussed Whipped Cream Cat before? I don't think that we have.
We haven't.
So, Whipped Cream Cat would come to your guys' door and just beg for food, I guess.
For whipped cream. Just whipped cream.
And you guys would give him whipped cream.
Yes.
It just like started as a for fun kind of thing, like, oh, let's feed the neighbor's cat with cream, and then he came every day.
That's hilarious. Yeah, and then he would of course the cat fucking with cream. So I would like go to your guys' house and he'd be like, "What is this cat? There's a cat at your door." He'd be like, "Oh, we just got to give him some whipped cream." And I was like, "Oh my God, if I've ever had a spirit animal, it is this cat right now."
Once we found him in Maggie's bed.
Oh my God, what?
Oh, can I tell this story?
Yes, please tell the story because I have not heard it.
This is seriously my go-to party anecdote because it's short, it's snappy, and it gets a good reaction every time. So I'm giving away my secrets. People can steal the story and say it's theirs. I don't care.
BTS, behind the scenes.
At a party.
BTS.
But so Katie Rose and Hillary, I believe it was they were out of high school. We were having a Christmas type party at our house. And so my friend, she was over with me. It was mostly like Katie Rose and Hillary's friends.
You guys found a whipped cream cat dead in her bed?
No, it was alive.
Okay. Oh God. I can't believe you guys didn't tell me about this at the party, but keep going.
So I was with my friend and we kind of went off and did our own thing because we were sophomores and we were just like, oh, we're going to do our own thing because we're sophomores. And that's a bad age to be at. But not really. But anyway, so we were running around outside and people were going in and out. And so finally at the end of the night, she had put all her stuff in the room. And so we walked up to my bedroom and we were talking. She looks at me and very calmly says, "Is that your cat?" And I look over.
There's a cat on your bed.
I just snorted.
She might have said, "There's a cat on your bed." Yeah, I think she did. It was like a reaction. "Is that your cat? There's a cat on your bed." And like on top of all of my pillows, asleep, was a cream cat. And I called him Fluffy. He was very fluffy, and he just looked so angelic amongst all my pillows. But I'm like, get out! Because I'm very allergic to cats. Like,
wait,
we talked about this.
We talked about this before you got here, Maggie, is that everyone in our families, except Katie Rose and I, are very allergic to cats.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how that happened, but I'm not allergic at all.
Oh, I'm
Wait,
jealous.
how did it get into your house?
That's what we think just because the door was opening and shutting and people were going in and out. Yeah. So we think once someone was like opening the door and giving the last goodbye hug, he must have just gone for it.
Yeah. Darted in.
At that point, we were letting him come into our house and hang out, but he was never allowed to go upstairs. But that was always the first thing he tried.
Yeah.
We think he was smart enough to really assess the situation and be like,
daring with cream cat.
This is it.
And so then didn't we find him like asleep in the laundry basket too?
Yes, we found him in the laundry basket another time.
But that was real cute. That was really cute. So we love that cat. I mean,
can we just have a moment of silence for it?
All right.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Whipped cream cat. No, for real.
Right now.
Whenever anyone is like, "Oh, what's your spirit animal?" and like half joking, I'm like, "I fucking know what my spirit animal is. It's Katie, Rose, and Hillary and Maggie's cat. That wasn't their cat, but it was their cat, and they would feed it whipped cream, and that is my spirit animal, the cat that only ate whipped cream."
There you go.
And people are like, "Oh, that makes sense," and I'm like, "Yeah, it does fucking make sense."
It loved whipped cream so much, it died of it.
It died. Oh, now
terrible.
you know what?
Died doing what it loved.
It's another layer to add to my spirit animal story. Is that cat died of diabetes? It's so sad. But a tiny bit. It's a tiny bit funny. Oh, whipped cream cat.
No.
Oh, God.
Life is hard.
Is this episode just going to revolve around whipped cream cat?
I might a little bit. It might be a title.
I think it will.
Something really intellectual and interesting in.
Oh, wait. You know what we should do is, I mean, you guys probably already know the answers, but should we do a lightning round?
Yes,
that's what I was going to say. I had a couple final little wrap-ups.
While you're doing that, I have a question for Maggie. Maggie, you're a songwriter.
Yes.
Which I'm very intimidated by, I'm going to be honest. Because I have tried to write songs and I'm not good at it. So
I don't believe that. But
it's true, though.
Such an amazing... if people don't know who listen to this, Janelle is one of the most talented musicians. Just raw talent ever. Yeah, no, I mean...
your words.
It's true.
Like,
here's...
few people can touch her raw talent. And so...
Stop with your talking.
Is so brilliant and so brilliant at so many things. She definitely can write songs.
You know what? You need to write a theme song for this podcast.
We talked about this.
We talked about this literally like 6 hours ago.
Because all of our favorite podcasts all have great theme songs.
They all have great theme songs.
We need a theme.
And we need one. Maggie, we can do a girl duet.
Okay, that's happening.
That's gonna happen. Please do that.
It's happening. Like it's from Minnesota. That's happening.
It's happening.
You and Caroline Smith.
Caroline Smith.
Caroline Smith and the best sleeves. Best band ever.
And actually, this ties into the Bling Ring, but you know who we just got to agree to do the podcast is Amy Rose, who wrote the Sibling Ring piece for Brookie.
Which I am so excited. She's amazing.
No, you guys sent me. Okay, obviously, listeners, you guys know that we are very close with our sisters at this point. Obviously. So you guys, Katie Rose, I think, sent me this article.
Yeah.
Okay, we love Rookie also.
Yep.
If you don't know that by now, I don't know what you're doing, but we love Rookie. So Katie Rose sent me this article, I want to say like a couple months ago.
It was early, like March.
And like it was an article about the girl who wrote the article and like her sisters and how we're gonna link it. You should read it. And it was just it really hit
read
home.
it before you listen to
Amy. Yeah, it's
really hit home,
really,
and
really,
we're
really
gonna have that author on the podcast.
Yeah.
Amy Rose is gonna come.
So
Amy
exciting!
She's gonna be on.
I just found that out too, by the way. So I'm very excited.
We're all excited about it.
But we are really excited about having Amy Rose on. So we
yes,
look forward to that.
Amy Rose, like Katie Rose.
I know we're gonna have two Roses.
Twinning
So hard, and I already have a twin, so I'm double twinning. You know what that sounds like? Clones.
No.
We should
Maggie,
do, not this episode, but we should do for Maggie what we did for Katie Rose with Downton and
oh my God.
What happened in Orphan Black.
We should do that. Wait, Maggie, did Katie Rose not force you to watch the entire season?
I did. We got through 4 episodes.
Maggie,
how are you feeling?
Okay, I thought
Okay,
really
also, precursor, don't feel bad because my sister also is not super into it.
Either.
Okay.
So don't
on
feel
the
weird
flip
about
side,
it if you're not super
I'm
into
sitting in here with a T-shirt with all 7 clones' names.
She is. It's true. We Skyped video chatted before this, and it's true.
So
she's wearing that.
So that's how I feel about it.
So Maggie, you're not like super into it, but you're like a little into it.
I think I'm still young enough that like I get everything that I like out of Orphan Black, out of Pretty Little Liars, and that adds the like fun teen element.
See, but here's the thing, that you're self-aware enough to realize that I don't think that you are.
Yeah.
But I also respect that, so keep going.
Okay, but no, it's like I really respect the acting. I respect the show and the premise, and I think it's super creepy and a good way, and like I get it, but I just, if I was like, what do I watch? I'm going to watch The Secret Circle or Pretty Little Liars.
You know what would really bring me great
reality shows.
You know what's going to amuse me right now? Could you please, describe to me what you know about Orphan Black from the first 4 episodes?
So,
yeah.
Okay, Orphan Black. The
alternate title, Black Orphan.
Black Orphan.
Or,
jury's
as a
still
friend
out on that
put
one.
it to me, Orange is the New Orphan Black.
I keep hearing that, and I'm like,
wow.
no. Say that.
Which it is not, but keep going.
Different.
I'm sorry, Maggie, I interrupted you.
No, it's okay. But basically, there's like this really creepy girl who terrorizes everyone.
Oh,
well,
okay, yeah, she does.
Okay, my thing is, I really don't consider myself to be I know I'm not. I don't judge people based off of their moral decisions. I really don't. I'm all about getting to know people. But for me, I get really uncomfortable just because, I don't like nudity. I don't like feeling very uncomfortable. That it's it freaks me out. I express Pedro's and Hillary. Any kind of nudity just freaks me out when it's on TV. On TV.
Okay.
So that's why Orphan Black, at first, kind of freaked me out. No, I'm pretty chill. I'm not a freak about stuff like that, right?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. So Orphan Black, but the first episode gets a little steamy, and I was like, whoa. Wow.
I was watching that we talked about this on the episode, but I was watching it at my office, and I was like, I'm just going to switch tabs for a minute. Switch into a new Chrome tab.
We talked about that with Marini watching Girls at the Gym too, and being
we did. Oh, everyone's gonna think I'm watching porn. Awkward.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
Orphan Black. No, it's just she gets hit by a train, and then there's 2 of them, and then there's 6 of them, and there's the creepy Barbie that's been found in the woods, and then there's the shooting, and there's blood everywhere. And there's the really creepy boyfriend, and she has a kid, and she's it's honestly all my fears. It's being watched while I'm sleeping is huge fear with scientological equipment. Freaks me out. And there's a creepy lady who sews up her stomach, and with dental floss, and gives the kid a bloody cootie catcher, which is so messed up.
Yeah, she does.
I just freak out. I think it's so scary.
It's just not your cup of tea. Which I
understand. It's not. I'd rather be I think I'd rather watch a scary movie that was not probable but I don't dislike it. I don't want to come across as a hater because I would A, be disowned, and B, I don't feel that way.
Well, we've had text message conversations about do we disown our sisters?
I know.
If they don't like this show. Katie Rose and I were prepared to disown you and Dina.
We were.
Dina and I will go form our own club.
I think you guys should because I think you have similar feelings about this show.
But
you did say it made you want to be a cop, though.
It did. Law enforcement would be awesome. So props to her for being real cool and pulling that off for a little bit.
And also being a fake cop.
I know. So kudos.
Dirty little cop.
Yep.
Kudos to her. But right now I'm still in the CW ABC Family teen drama show.
And that's good. I think you should absolutely ride that out for all it's worth.
You should ride that out.
I'm embracing my Kardashians and my Pretty Little Liars and Secret Circle, all that good stuff. So, yeah. Thanks.
Wait, were we about to start lightning round? And then
we were about to do lightning round, yeah, and then we got into.
It's I can see how well I know myself. So,
okay.
Which I don't know how that's gonna go.
So
okay.
we can continue to expand this category, but there's not too many yet. So our first question is, what is your Starbucks order?
Right now it's an iced chai tea latte with venti. Go big or go home.
That's delicious. Yeah.
You know what? I completely support that. Go big or go home.
It's the way.
People who order Diet Coke, I'm just like, get your shit together. Go fucking order a Coke or get a goddamn water.
Exactly.
Right?
Make a choice.
Go big or go home. I'm
Pepsi,
super on that team.
I'm not.
Oh wait, no, I love Pepsi.
You love Pepsi?
Really?
Okay, we can't be friends.
Oh, if there's a Pepsi versus Coke, Pepsi 100%.
What?
Oh no!
Yes.
This is
Peter has
terrible.
I'm on Team Pepsi.
Oh gosh,
That's okay. I'll keep you.
Are we about to break up right now?
We almost broke up, but Maggie got in the middle of it.
As long as someone likes coffee, do you drink
Oh,
black?
we all love coffee.
We all love coffee.
If someone drinks black coffee, you will have my respect.
Dina drew us. I think that Maggie and Dina are maybe more best friends than all of us.
They sound super similar, don't you think? Like they're inflections.
Dina just takes cream in her coffee, no sugar.
So, Maggie, if we go into your YouTube history, what is the most recent video you watched?
The 1975 did these Last FM sessions, and they are just profound and amazing. And the way the lead singer talks about art, and if nothing else, watch it for the accents because they have great voices and very attractive style. So definitely that is what you would see with a little bit of like funny Jamie Picado moments from Pierce the Veil, which is embarrassing. That's embarrassing, but throwing it out there. Anything, it's like music Warped Tour videos.
You've been drawn so much to the value in tour managing. What specifically turns you on about that?
Well, my first concert was end of 8th grade. You guys were with me. Fall Out Boy, Hey Monday, Cobra Starship, All Time Low, Metro Station. Did I already say Metro Station?
No.
Okay. So I was there, and I didn't know what to. I'd been to ballets, but I never really been to a concert.
A little different.
And I was always like, I always wanted to be edgy. Like that always really appealed to me. And
we all did. We all did at some point.
Yeah. So I was majorly in that phase, and just I honestly I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know what specifically. I can't remember when I was like, I want to be a tour manager. Like I really don't remember like having an aha moment at all. But I knew I never wanted to be in a band like after 8th grade. 8th grade, I really wanted to be in a band, and then not after that. But I was just at my first concert, I was really drawn to just the vibe and how excited everyone was, and people were aggressive, and it was okay to punch someone in the face, and it was like it was the best thing ever to a 14-year-old girl who's a good student and needs a way to like rebel, I guess. Yeah. And so, which I don't relate to very much anymore, but I remember just that. And the guys were attractive, and the girls were cool, and they lived in this like fantasy world to me. And so I remember that definitely from my first concert. And I just liked everything like anti-authority and just in your face. And I really liked that about it. And then I started reading about like Punk 77 and all the punk movements, which Hannah Beth also really exposed me to through her blog, and that really appealed to me. So it's kind of like this combination of all of that like made me really get into music and bands, because I did a total transition from ballet pretty fast into like this whole band world, and there's a whole story behind that, but that's my college essay.
Yeah.
And, so then I just started going to more shows and more local shows. There's a venue called the Boardwalk near where I live, and it's this hole-in-the-wall bar, and it's the best place in the entire world.
Have we all been to the Boardwalk? I've been to the Boardwalk.
Yeah.
Have you guys been? We've all been to the Boardwalk.
So it's kind of the best thing ever, and I've seen better days right now, but to me, it really appealed to me. And that was kind of, I went to the Let's Make a Mess tour, which was Hey Monday's first headlining tour. And for those, Cassidy Pope was the lead singer of Hey Monday, and she's more country and touring with the Rascal Flatts, and she won The Voice. So people listening might know her from that. But their headliner tour, and I mean, I was their biggest fan ever.
Yep.
And I remember that was the first time, because I knew who their tour managers were, because I really followed them closely. And that was really, I was obsessed with seeing the setup. And at the Boardwalk, it's not like a fancy arena tour. I mean, they just tear down and set up right in front of you, and you just stand
literally just a bar with a stage.
It's just a bar with a stage, but I mean, it felt like so much more. It's a good venue. It's well run. And so I remember seeing Set Up and Tear Down because it's right in front of your face when you're in a small club like that. And that was when I really was like, oh, there's people doing this. And then as I went on and on to go to more shows, and as I kind of started becoming friends with people, bands in the local scene and everything, I started realizing all the career paths you can take. And then most recently, last Wednesday, so not even a week ago, I saw John Mayer and Philip Phillips. And even though that's not, I'm definitely more into the Warped Tour scene, like bands like Pierce the Veil, all of that for management purposes. But I went to John Mayer with a few friends, and my friend, she had never been to a concert before, and she looked at me and she said, this is awesome. Everyone is so excited to be here. And that was like a big epiphany moment to me, because what I love about Warped Tour and the Vans Warped Tour is it gives kids a place to be angry. Like, it gives people relate to each other, and the phones go away. It's just music and it's stories, and bands tell their stories and the fans listen and they latch onto that, because it's like people are missing something in themselves that they just so find in the music and find in these people, and it's all up close and together. And that has always been a big part of why I love music and music management. And then just hearing my friends say that, from a casual perspective of like music's not totally her thing, but she's just like, I love how excited everyone is. And I mean, it's not rockets, it's not like we're curing cancer, but it just makes people's lives to see these live shows and to hear it and to hear their favorite songs live and hear the stories behind them. And I think it's so beneficial that it makes me tick. And I just like, I was the person who really needed that concert and needed to be there and needed to feel angry. And now I want to be a facilitator. And I just think also it looks really cool to see like a chick with a walkie-talkie and tour laminate strapped.
Yeah.
Telling all the boys what to do. So that also really appeals to me. So it's like a mix of all of those things. I mean, I could go on forever and ever of why specifically and specific stories and all of that. But that's kind of,
well, I don't.
I mean, I'm like borderline in tears right now.
Janelle's crying.
I
think
Maggie,
especially,
you're like the coolest person. Maggie, you're just the fucking best. And you're younger than all of us. For serious, before you came into the Skype conversation, I was talking to your sisters, and I was like, I think Maggie's the most secure teenager I've ever met in my life. For sure. I've ever even heard of in my life. I've ever even seen portrayed in any media ever.
Oh my goodness.
Maggie, you're an incredible person.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put that out there.
I'm going to cry.
Well, you know what? Actually, we've got a final question that's sort of key and would be, which we, offer the opportunity to all of our guests to add any women that they choose into our treehouse. Yes. It can be 1, it can be 10, but who do you feel is worthy of a spot in the treehouse? Who do you add?
Okay. Can I have like 3?
Yes, you can.
Absolutely.
Completely.
First one, Suzanne Farrell, who is a ballerina with the New York City Ballet, and I read her autobiography.
Beautiful addition. I was explaining her autobiography to some of my students the other day.
It's amazing.
Aww,
it's the most passionate story. So definitely that. And Jenna McDougall she's the front woman of Tonight Alive, and she rocks. I love her. She is she like has this supreme magniloquence is the word I can think of that like comes across as, like flipping people off and breaking stuff, singing in a like hardcore band. So does that make sense? I don't know. But she's the coolest. She's and she's the sweetest, and she's Australian, which is cool. Oh. So like if I could hang out with her in a treehouse, that would rock.
For sure.
And Lana Del Rey would be added just so she can do her twirly dance moves.
I feel like Lana Del Rey gets like her own, like she's in her own.
We'll have her in like a treehouse.
We keep her in the basement.
I mean, not in a negative way, but like Lana Del Rey gets the basement.
You know what I genuinely want to do is put like Lana and Britt Marling like in the basement and see what they make.
Just see what would happen.
Wow.
Yep. I am 100% on board for that.
Right? I know.
I need to go pick up fragments of my brain from.
And then Amy Schumer is gonna wander down there like.
Oh, we need to fucking induct Amy. Okay,
If you looked at the workflow, I believe I added her.
Is she? Okay, there are some people we need to formally induct.
We do.
No.
We may have to.
You know what?
At a later
Peter
date.
Rose and I discovered today while I was at work an egregious error.
We did.
In our list. Adele is not in the fucking treehouse. She's not in the treehouse yet. We're inducting her right this very moment.
Welcome, Adele. Lauren Graham been added to the treehouse?
No.
That's
God.
Lauren Graham needs to be in there.
I watched 3 episodes of Gilmore Girls today, so true story.
Fine. You watched. That's a low number.
I know. It's great. It's the best.
All right. Well, oi with the poodles already, guys.
Oi with the poodles already.
We are going to sign off.
I think we are. Okay.
I don't want this to end because then you guys.
Listeners, have a beautiful
listeners. I hope that you have met your favorite teenager because you definitely have.
God.
You definitely just did.
You've met your favorite teenager in the world.
Everyone go live fulfilling lives in whatever way you choose to do. Just like fulfill yourself.
God damn it, Maggie. You just. How am I going to fucking end this show now?
No.
Give her the reins, Maggie. Close us out.
Maggie, can you just take this podcast over for us? Because God damn it.
You guys are amazing. And
not as amazing as you. God damn it, Maggie.
I don't know how to handle this. Like, literally, my jaw is locked and I'm, like, sweating. I'm actually sweating because I don't know how to handle compliments.
Maggie, Maggie Keenan is the best person. We're just going to put that out there and we're going to say goodnight because it's late and it's a school night, everybody.
Ladies and gents.
It is a school night and we love you all. And good freaking night.
So,
good night.
Good night.
Good night. And so it is.
We'll see you guys next time. I don't know who's going to be topping this interview because Maggie's the best. But good night. We're signing off. We love all of you deeply, deeply.